What if I told you that for the last 70 years, the plumbing industry has been quietly hiding a $1 powder that permanently destroys every single toilet stain known to man? And they buried this secret because it would put thousands of plumbers out of business overnight. Right now, your toilet is probably covered in those ugly yellow and brown rings, that black mold under the rim, those hard water stains that seem impossible to remove no matter what you scrub or spray. You have tried every product on the shelf. You have spent $15, $20, even $30 on toilet cleaners that barely work. But what if none of that was ever necessary? What if there was a single ingredient sitting in almost every kitchen in the world, something that costs less than $1, that removes every toilet stain permanently in under 20 minutes? This secret was discovered decades ago, and the people who make money from your dirty toilet have done everything possible to make sure you never find out about it. Stay until the end, because the last tip I'm going to share will genuinely shock you. Think about how long you have been fighting your toilet. You wake up one morning, you look down, and there it is again. That brown ring at the waterline that never goes away. That yellow buildup under the rim that you can smell before you even lift the seat. Those dark black patches of mold and mildew that spread a little more every single week, no matter how many times you scrub. You grab the toilet brush, you spray half a bottle of that blue gel cleaner, you scrub until your arm hurts, and nothing happens. Or maybe the stains go away for 2 days, and then they are back. Maybe you have called a plumber and paid $150 just to have someone tell you the porcelain is damaged and you need a new toilet. You paid $150 for that advice. Maybe you have replaced the toilet entirely, spent $300, $400, $500 on a new one, only to watch the exact same stains come back within a few months. Hard water stains return because the problem is not your toilet. The problem is your water. And no bleach product on the planet actually fixes the mineral deposits that hard water leaves behind. Those brown rings are calcium and iron deposits. That yellow under the rim is uric acid and bacteria. That black mold is a fungus that thrives in exactly the moist environment your toilet provides. Professional cleaning services charge $80 to $100 per visit just to clean a toilet. Deep descaling treatments from plumbers cost $200 to $400. Replacing a heavily stained toilet bowl costs $500 to over $1,000, including labor. And every single one of these so-called solutions is completely unnecessary. Every single dollar was wasted, because the real solution has existed since before most of us were born. Here's the part that the plumbing industry, the cleaning product manufacturers, and the hardware stores do not want you to know. Back in the early 1950s, a small group of industrial chemists working for a Midwestern cleaning supply company discovered that a naturally occurring mineral compound was more effective at breaking down calcium deposits, iron stains, and organic buildup than any synthetic chemical formula they had ever tested. The compound was cheap, incredibly cheap. It was already being used in food production. It was completely safe. It left no toxic residue. There was no patent possible because it was a natural substance. And that was the problem. Companies cannot make billions of dollars selling you something they cannot patent. So what happened? By 1955, the major manufacturers of toilet cleaning products had formed informal agreements with plumbing supply associations. These companies spent money funding studies that downplayed the effectiveness of natural mineral cleaning agents. They pushed retailers to stock only branded chemical products. They trained plumbers to recommend replacement over restoration because replacement means a $500 sale instead of a $1 fix. The information was not just ignored, it was actively suppressed. Trade publications stopped covering natural descaling methods. A home economics curricula in schools removed mineral cleaning techniques that had been taught for generations. What I am about to show you is the method that was buried. They spent enormous resources keeping this quiet because a cleaning solution that costs $1 and works permanently is the enemy of an industry worth billions of dollars. Only a tiny fraction of people still know this method today, and most of them are older homeowners who learned it from parents who lived through a time before the cleaning product industry controlled what you knew. The product is citric acid powder, pure food-grade citric acid. You can find it in the baking aisle of almost any grocery store, in bulk at stores like Costco or Sam's Club, or online for less than $8 per kilogram. For a single toilet treatment, you need less than $1 worth of product. Compare that to what you are currently spending. A bottle of Lysol toilet bowl cleaner costs $4 to $6 and lasts maybe 3 or 4 uses. A single use costs you over $1, and it does not actually remove mineral deposits. It just masks them temporarily with fragrance and blue dye. CLR, which is the industrial strength calcium remover that plumbers recommend, costs $10 to $14 per bottle and contains harsh synthetic acids that damage porcelain finishes over time with repeated use. Professional descaling treatments from a plumber cost between $200 and $400 depending on your area. Citric acid costs roughly $0.80 per treatment, and it works better than all of these combined. Here's why it works, and the reason is beautifully simple. Citric acid is an organic acid that forms ionic bonds with calcium and magnesium ions. When hard water evaporates inside your toilet bowl, it leaves behind calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide deposits. These are alkaline compounds. Citric acid is acidic. When the acid contacts those alkaline mineral deposits, a chemical reaction occurs that breaks the ionic bonds holding the minerals to the porcelain surface. The deposits literally dissolve. The same reaction breaks down iron oxide, which is the compound responsible for those reddish-brown stains. Citric acid also disrupts the cellular structure of mold and mildew by altering the pH environment they need to survive. No pH balance, no mold. The professional shops charge $300 for this kind of treatment using commercial-grade muriatic acid. Citric acid achieves the same chemical breakdown, more gently, with zero damage to your porcelain and at roughly 0.3% of the cost. Now here is exactly how you do this. First, you need to lower the water level in your toilet bowl. You can do this one of two ways. Either turn off the water supply valve behind your toilet by rotating it clockwise until it stops, then flush once to empty most of the water from the bowl. Or, if you do not want to turn off the valve, simply take a cup and scoop out most of the water manually into a bucket. You want the water level low enough that the stained areas of the bowl are mostly exposed to the air. This is important because if you add your citric acid to a full bowl of water, it will dilute too much and lose its effectiveness. Do not skip this step. It is the most common mistake people make, and it is why some people try this method and think it does not work. Second, measure out 3 to 4 tablespoons of citric acid powder. This is approximately 40 to 50 grams. Pour it directly into the bowl, distributing it as evenly as possible around the sides. Then take a small amount of warm water, maybe half a cup, and swirl it gently to begin dissolving the powder into a paste-like liquid that coats the bowl surfaces. Third, using your toilet brush, spread this citric acid solution up under the rim of the toilet, making sure to coat those hidden areas beneath the rim flap where bacteria and uric acid deposits accumulate. These underrim areas are where the worst stains usually live, and they are almost impossible to reach with spray products. The brush pushes the citric acid directly into contact with the deposits. Fourth, add another 2 tablespoons of citric acid directly under the rim by sprinkling it over the brush as you spread. You want concentrated contact time with the most affected areas. Fifth, now you wait. This is the part most people rush and ruin. Let the citric acid sit in contact with the stains for a minimum of 15 minutes. For severe buildup, heavy iron staining, or stains that have been there for months or years, let it sit for 30 to 45 minutes. Do not flush, do not add water. Let the acid do its work. You will actually be able to see the chemical reaction happening. The brown and yellow areas will begin to change color and appear to bubble or fizz very slightly as the deposits break down. Sixth, after your wait time, take the toilet brush and scrub the bowl thoroughly. You will notice that the stains that previously required intense physical scrubbing now wipe away with almost no effort at all. The acid has already dissolved the mineral bonds. You are just removing the loosened material. Scrub under the rim, scrub the waterline, scrub the bottom of the bowl. Seventh, turn your water supply back on if you shut it off, and then flush once. Watch as the dissolved deposits rinse away and your toilet bowl reveals the clean white porcelain underneath. One important safety note: never mix citric acid with bleach products. The combination creates chlorine gas, which is toxic and dangerous. Make sure you're not using citric acid immediately after a bleach-based cleaner. Rinse thoroughly first. Also wear rubber gloves if you have sensitive skin, because while citric acid is food safe, prolonged contact with concentrated solution can cause mild skin irritation. What you're going to see after this treatment will be difficult to believe if you have been struggling with toilet stains for years. The brown calcium ring at the waterline will be completely gone. Not reduced, not faded, gone. The yellow uric acid deposits under the rim will be eliminated, and with them, the odor those deposits produce. The black mold patches will be killed and removed, not just bleached white, but actually destroyed, because the pH alteration eliminates the environment they need to survive. The porcelain will look the way it did when your toilet was new. Thousands of people have used this exact method after spending years buying product after product that never worked. One viewer who reached out after discovering this technique reported saving over $800 in a single year after stopping her monthly purchase of commercial toilet cleaners and canceling a plumber appointment she had scheduled for toilet replacement. Another man used this method on a toilet that had been stained for over 11 years. Stained so deep, he had been told by 2 different plumbers that the porcelain was permanently etched and the toilet needed replacing. After one citric acid treatment, the stains were gone. Results from a single treatment last for months, and with regular monthly maintenance using just 1 tablespoon of citric acid, you will never see those stains return. The effects are not temporary. You're not masking the stains with a blue dye or a fragrance. You are chemically dissolving the deposits that cause them. And because citric acid does not damage porcelain the way repeated bleach use does, your toilet bowl surface actually stays smoother over time, which makes it harder for new deposits to bond to the surface in the future. This is why the cleaning industry does not want you using this method. One $8 bag of citric acid replaces years of expensive products and service calls. If this saved you money, or if you are going to try this tonight, hit that like button right now because it genuinely helps this information reach more people who are still wasting money on products that do not work. And subscribe, because next week I'm going to show you another secret that the appliance repair industry has spent decades bearing, a method to descale your washing machine, dishwasher, and coffee maker, using the exact same product that will extend the life of those appliances by years and save you hundreds in repair costs. Now here is the final tip I promised you. Once you have done this initial deep clean, go to your grocery store and buy a small silicone ice cube tray. Make concentrated citric acid cubes by dissolving 4 tablespoons of citric acid in half a cup of hot water. Pour it into the tray and freeze them. Once a month, drop 1 cube into your toilet before bed. Let it dissolve overnight, flush in the morning. You will never see another toilet stain as long as you live. The plumbing industry spent 70 years making sure you would keep calling them and keep buying products that do not solve the actual problem. Now you know. And knowing this changes everything.